Porter, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Just want to ask you about Marvin, just the way his increased role today and the plays he made down the stretch. He hadn't really seen that many pressure situations with you, and he came through for you today.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he like we talked about before, he fought through a lot to get to the point where he got himself in the rotation at West Virginia, and he really did a nice job helping us win at West Virginia. The very next game, he gets a high ankle sprain. And then he's out, and then he was able to get a couple minutes at Texas Tech, and then C.J. Nolan tweaked his knee. He was out of practice these last couple days, so he hadn't practiced, and Marvin was practicing, and we're like, he's an Oklahoma young man. He's fought through a lot. He's older. We keep talking about older guys. He's older, and made some big plays, and no bigger than the one on the steal in the out-of-bounds play, and then bringing it up full court.
Thanks, Porter. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Justin Martinez.
Hey, Porter, appreciate taking time to talk. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, Justin.
What did you see out of your team down the stretch in that second half to allow OSU to come back? And what does it say about your group to be able to rally in overtime and still come out on top?
Man, we needed this. And so obviously the last 3 minutes, a lot of things happened. We took an ill-advised shot in transition. We missed two front ends at 1-on-1. We had a really bad turnover, dropping the ball on an out-of-bounds play. We came off corner shooter on Rondell Walker's three. We just had a series of things, and we weren't great offensively. And I thought we regrouped to start overtime. We ran a couple nice Jordan Goldwire. We ran a little action on the wing and got Mo free on the opposite wing for a three. Marvin had an offensive rebound. Tanner kept it alive. And we found ways. Mo got a little rip action, got fouled on that 10 seconds left on that side out-of-bounds play. So they fought. They stayed with it, and that's what we needed. We needed some confidence that we can turn it when something doesn't go our way in these close games. We've lost a bunch of close games. So it was really well needed for these guys. Literally, that's all my thought is. I know it's a huge game for a lot of reasons with Bedlam, but this team, right now in this moment, needed that win to stay alive and keep moving forward.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Bob Brisbilla.
Yeah, Corey, just wondering about the effort from Mo today. 43 minutes, did a lot more than just shoot two threes. And how different is this team when he does that?
Let me just tell you, Mo was another one that didn't get a lot of reps this weekend because we were trying to, with his different little aches and pains and trying to get him to get his body a little rest. And for him to throw 43 minutes up there and Jordan was dying. They really were, I thought we guarded really well. And they did a nice job with Avery Anderson on that two-man game with that ball screen. And, if the big didn't stay to help to get back on the lob, Anderson got to the rim. If we stayed a little long to help bottle up Anderson, they threw it to the lob. They did a nice job with that. But I thought Mo and Jordan and Jalen Hill were just exhausted, absolutely exhausted. And for them to give us, that kind of defensive effort for so long. And also being in high-energy games like that takes it out of you, too, emotionally. It drains you. So not only physically, but mentally, those guys, we had just enough to get a couple stops to pull it out.
Appreciate it, Porter.
Jesse Crittenden.
Porter, I appreciate your time. I just wanted to ask, how big of a win is this for you guys? Especially, you kind of talked about how you fell flat in the second half when you played them in Stillwater a few weeks ago. Just how big was it to come back and get a win here?
Man, I thought our guys came out. We did we did a lot of good things. We took a 10-point lead at halftime. We kind of maintained that lead the whole second half until the last 5 minutes, and to let it slip away. It's a great lesson too about that taking a three in transition when you don't need it, like the way we had it, and just to find a way to win, because it's all of a sudden it's snowballed. You start thinking like they got some confidence. They hit, but it was huge. We needed this. We needed this to put a win in the bank, and we got two other opportunities, and then the Big 12 tournament to have some more opportunities. So can't count us out. Can't count us out. They showed a lot of fight and a lot of heart today.
Appreciate it, Porter.
Ryan Chapman.
Hey, Porter, Bob asked about the defensive end. I'm going to ask about the contribution on the offensive end. You got 5 guys that give you double digits. You've been preaching depth and what you need all year long. What does that do for you to have a game like this where you have 5 guys who saw the ball go through the hoop and really help you on the offensive end?
I mean, we have to, remember I said a number of guys got to play well for us to win. And we had different moments from a lot of different guys. I thought Tanner got us going in the second half. I thought he really made some good baskets. He had a key drive. He took it from straight line drive, made a nice basket. Tanner had some toughness plays today. We've been talking about the physicality, but I thought Tanner Groves had some toughness plays today. You know, Jordan, he got 7 rebounds, 13 points, 3 assists. You know, he had 2 steals. He did a lot of things to help us win. And, you know, Mo knocked down a couple of good shots in overtime. Jacob Groves got us out of the gate. You know, I thought Jacob Groves got us out of the gate. He came in so ready, and I think he might have had 8 of the first 10 points. And then we got something from the bench with Marvin. You know, and to get 10 from Marvin, that's really good for us. We needed that. So hopefully we can build on it, get CJ Nolan healthy back, get some things so we can continue to be deeper.
Thanks, Coach.
James Hill.
Porter, talk about your total defense, because I think you won this game on your defense. Oklahoma State and Stillwater got a lot of offense that they wanted to run. This time they didn't. You stuffed them. You really held them in check. Your total defensive effort, if you could get into that a little bit, I thought it was really good today.
James, I did too. I thought it was really good. I mean, they had 19 and a half. I got to give them credit because I thought we got exhausted and we just couldn't guard. Avery Anderson really got loose in that middle ball screen, you know, with going downhill. He was going downhill. If you don't bottle him up, then when you bottled him up, he was throwing it to Cisse for those dunks. And he did a nice job reading that. And I thought our defense was good until the last 4 minutes of regulation and in overtime. You know, I thought we were exhausted, and I thought in a combination of them, you know, being really good with that 2-man game. Likely made a nice basket. He was tough. Rondell Walker hit a big 3 in the corner. So, you know, we were fortunate. But I did think like the first half and the first 36 minutes we played good defense.
Thanks, Porter.
Yep.
Barry Trammell.
Yeah, Porter, before the game, somebody said first one to 55 wins. And of course, we go 54-54 in regulation. Is this how you got to win with this particular team? You just sort of got to grit it out, tough it out.
I would like to win 74-54. I'd like to have more offense. I don't go in there saying but I did say we got to defend and rebound. We had to get back and stop their transition game. That was a big key for us. We obviously have a lot of respect for how fast they get the ball up the court, and we've watched them so much on tape, and I thought we did that. I thought we got back, and our transition defense was good. You know, I would like to be better offensively. We had some, you know, really dead possessions, and Jordan Goldwire is having to carry a lot of weight on his shoulders with the ball in his hand so much, with other guys doing some things, you know, not being able to create off the dribble. And I just thought we did enough to find ways to win, Mary, but I knew we have to defend and rebound to be able to have a chance. I'd like to be better and more up-tempo offensively, just we're kind of limited right now with our bodies.
Garen Emick.
Porter, can you give me a sense of when you found Marvin, or did he find you? Was it last summer when you got a hold of him from Eastern Illinois?
Oh my God, so long ago. It was in the transfer portal. You know, he was in the transfer portal, and it was during that time. And the real story for Marvin is he's battled a lot of things to get back in a position. At some point, we didn't know if he was ever going to contribute and be here, and he's fought through a lot. And I hope that carries him the rest of his life, because he fought through a lot to get him to that point at West Virginia. And we talked about before the West Virginia, all right, Marv, you've put yourself in position. And he responded, did great. He had a nice game for us at West Virginia. The very next game he got hurt. That's a tough one, because this is it for him. He battled back, his rehab, everything. You know what I like about Marvin is his ankle was swollen. I'd be like, Marvin, how you doing? He's like, great, I'm ready. I'm like, well, Marvin, your ankle's still completely swollen. He wants to play. And today, these last 2 days, he's practiced the whole practice. And I'm like, he's an Oklahoma kid. He's older, like I told someone else earlier. And we decided we was going to be the first sub off the bench. and he responded. He got his opportunity, and he took advantage of it, and man, did it help us today.
Dean Blevins.
Yeah, Coach, congratulations on that win. I was wondering a couple of quick things. The first was just what kind of locker room was it after the game? Was it just total exhaustion, or was there relief or ecstasy? And the second thing, Cisse, there was some controversy of whether that was his fourth or fifth foul. Did you know of any controversy, or was that just on the radio and TV? We were told it was fifth right out of the gate. We keep fouls too on our bench. All my people said that was his fifth. So I was trying to call everyone over to steal like an extra timeout because they got to bring him over and sub. So I was trying to get it an extra timeout. So there wasn't controversy in ours. I was kind of surprised that it was a delay from the score, from everywhere else. But like we knew it was five, and we were sitting there trying to steal a timeout. To your first question, was the locker room? All of the above. Check, check, check. Exhaustion, ecstasy, relief, joy, much needed. All of those emotions were going through us. They were exhausted, mentally and physically. And man, did they need it. They just had pure joy on their face, pure relief on their face. And then we ended with pure edge on our face. Pure edge. Let's go. Let's stack this. Let's stack this. And that's how it ended. That was the last emotion we talked about. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dean. Thank you.
Parker Thune.
Yeah, Coach, the buzzword you keep coming back to is exhausted. And I'm curious, over 45 minutes of basketball today, you only played 8 guys and 7 over the final 12 minutes after Jacob Rose fouled out. And I know you mentioned C.J. Nolan had been banged up, but curious as to what gave you so much confidence to ride it out with your guys over that final stretch, come hell or high water, and not dig deeper into your bench.
Well, there really wasn't much any deeper. Jacob was fouled out. Elijah Harkless is out. C.J. Nolan's missed the last 2 practices. We're really fortunate that it's not going to be more serious, but he hadn't even had a rep the last couple days, and so I didn't think that was going to be fair to put him in that mix. Bijan gave us some minutes. Ethan gave us some minutes, but so we really would have had to dug into the center position with AK and Rick if we were going to go any deeper. And AK, those guys were ready, but between Ethan and Tanner, they've been taking all the minutes at the 5. And there's not much deeper to go because CJ was out and then EJ's out. Hopefully we can get CJ back. And it gives us confidence. He's played a lot of minutes. Marvin's now playing as much. So you want to be deep. I've said this. You guys have heard me say this. You want to be deep so you're not so exhausted like we were.
Apologize, Coach. We got 2 more here. Let's go to Christine Butterfield.
Congrats, Coach, first of all. You guys had a stretch where you had a 13-2 run, but you also forced the Cowboys to have 8 or 9 turnovers. Just being on the right side of the turnover battle during that time, can you talk about what that was like for the team?
Yeah, I remember that run. I thought we did some really good things. I thought we did some really good things defensively for the most part of the game until last 4 minutes. But I think both teams had some runs with some turnovers. We had a couple stretch where we turned it over a bunch, and you got to get through those stretches and have some plays go your way. But I think we've done a pretty good job of forcing turnovers all year. I don't know how many they ended up with, but they had 16, we had 16. So both of us, like I said, went through that run where we had a stretch where we were turning it over, and they did. And I think when you look at it, when you take care of the ball in the game, and when you don't, the other team's usually making runs if you're having a stretch with multiple turnovers.
Colton Sully.
Hey, Porter, you mentioned it a little bit, but what does this win mean to Marvin, especially being an Oklahoma native? You guys kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I actually brought the team up yesterday, and I actually said this in another media time. I said, to the young guys, someday you'll have your last game. Someday you'll have it. This was, their last Bedlam for those Ethan and Marvin. And I tell you, there was no one more hyped the last 2 or 3 days than Marvin Johnson. I mean, no one. he was hyped, and we said it. We were with our staff. We said, we're going to roll. Marvin's going to be the first guard sub off the bench. He's older. He's from Oklahoma. Let's go. And he earned that. He earned that. It wasn't given to him. It was by how he came out in practice. He's fought back from this injury. But it was cool to see everyone step up, and that's what you want, is that everyone to understand, you know, the game meant a lot for a lot of reasons. We needed to get back on track for this season right here. But you also rivalry games. You know, you don't want to belittle that. You know how important that is as well.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Porter, thanks.
All right, thanks, guys.